Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Remember Kennedy? Well, apparently she's writing for the Daily Mail and got our attention under the headline, "What Meghan's neighbours are all brutally laughing about behind her back," revealed to Kennedy by her Montecito mole. Kennedy has a source who says when the princess thing didn't work out, she reverted to the person she was when Harry found her. She's trying to say she's exceedingly normal, which she isn't. It's all very LA actress. Kennedy adds, "It's glaringly obvious she doesn't get it, I'm told. It proves people don't really change, and all along she just wanted to be an influencer and TV star. If Harry thought his American wife was going to be Miss USA, he's sorely mistaken." Remember those 2020 rumors about Meghan considering a run for the US Senate? PTA president would be a stretch now. Frankly, I think it's sad. These moneyed Montecitans whispering behind Meghan's back must feel like a devastating blow to a woman who seems like she's finding it impossible to fit in anywhere. Elise Taylor writes in Vogue, "If you visit certain corners of the internet or read certain papers, you'll find yourself among a populace convinced that Meghan Markle is some sort of manipulative, narcissistic mastermind. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I'll refrain from weighing on what personality traits Markle does or does not have, nor have I ever met Meghan, so I'll also refrain from commenting on what she is or is not like. But I won't refrain from this. Markle's Instagram presence makes her seem so harmlessly millennial. Everything has a filter. She loves a black and white photo. Captions contain the crying, laughing emoji. Gen Z prefers the skull. She posts mood boards with cheesy sayings that seem plucked from Pinterest. You cannot make everybody happy. You are not a jar of Nutella. Or I love you with all my butt. I would say heart, but my butt is bigger. There are also video slideshows and random photos with text overlaid. My husband's hat gets a twirl, reads a red caption over a photo of Prince Harry's cowboy hat from Kimo Sabi. Before Meghan Markle joined the royal family, she had her own Instagram. She posted overly saturated travel photos with her back to the camera, yoga poses, peonies, and inspirational quotes in millennial pink like, "Find what you love what you find." Nearly everything was followed by a hashtag. But then in 2018, she logged off. It took her 7 years and a dramatic move from the United Kingdom to log back on, this time under the username of @Meghan. But while the rest of us had moved into a candid, darker-toned photo dump style of posting, Meghan went right back to the highly saturated filteredness. The fans might call it endearing, but no matter where you fall on that Markle spectrum, you can't deny it's disarming. It's hard to have strong, angry feelings about a woman who posts cheesy quotes about Nutella, awkwardly dances in a hospital room, or posts captions about her children that says, "Love you more than all the stars in the sky, all the raindrops, and all the salt on all the French fries in all the world." By posting like, well, a slightly unhip mom, it actually makes her seem a slightly unhip mom. And guess what slightly unhip moms are? Likeable. Celia Ward writes in The Telegraph under the headline, "Meghan seems to be chomping at the bit to monetize her kids. They're the only thing she has left." Celia writes, "Another day, another image of the kids they fought so hard to keep out of the spotlight offered up to the world's prying eyes. Capitalizing on your kids is a slippery slope for public figures, and Meghan is hurtling down it. I give it a year until the Burberry Kids campaign. A girlfriend messaged me back in March after the Duchess was accused of using Archie and Lilibet as clickbait in an act of desperation to promote her new online shop dubbed Meghan's Mall, because we're all thinking the same thing, because she's tried everything else." And the cynical marketeers are right. Those kids could very well be the answer to everything. First, they give Meghan the relatability factor she has always lacked, partly by being very beautiful, partly by making a series of bad judgment calls from the start. These poor judgment calls extend right up to the present day, to choosing to play a little old homebody making pasta sauce on screen in an all-white outfit. Not something any mother in the history of pasta sauce has ever done. But motherhood is the great unifier, and Gen Z were reportedly delighted by the video of her baby mama dance. Why? Because it was real and showed the 43-year-old to be just as fun, goofy, and normal as every mum to be. So you can expect plenty more where that came from. Second, the children will keep her relevant. And yes, that word comes with dollar signs attached. When those children are royal, they go from being useful to invaluable. Quite how Meghan plans to explain her pivot from Duchess of Privacy to Kris Jenner remains to be seen. If I were to hazard a guess, I'd predict a carefully worded talk show tirade about how the children shouldn't have to hide from the world just because of the family they were born into. For that reason, she and have decided to let the kids run free and into the limelight. You have to be completely unashamed to pull off that kind of U-turn, but I don't think that'll be a problem. More palace in just a moment. Mike Tyndall is getting personal. The former England rugby star and royal by marriage has announced a new book with his The Good, the Bad and the Rugby podcast co-hosts Alex Payne and James Haskell. The trio's follow-up to their first book, Unleashed, will be titled The Good, the Bad and the Rugby Unlocked and is set for release on November 6. According to the team, the next installment goes even deeper, promising to share the personal, the vulnerable and the downright absurd, a statement teased from the games that made them to the moments they've never shared. This is nearly 60 years of raw, real and ridiculous rugby stories laid bare. The book will recount the highs and heartbreaks of their careers, as well as the behind-the-scenes chaos that fans never saw. As the announcement puts it, this time it's personal. The Cromwell Museum is selling a figure of Charles I. It was made by United Bricks using Lego parts and printed. The figurine comes with a sword. Also available is an Oliver Cromwell figure, which comes with a hat and sword. If you'd like the full playset, there's also an officer, who also has a sword, a pikeman, and a musketeer. King Charles I and Oliver Cromwell were central figures in one of the most turbulent periods of English history, the English Civil War. Charles, a staunch believer in the divine rights of kings, clashed repeatedly with Parliament over authority and taxation, leading to open conflict in 1642. His authoritarian style and religious policies alienated many, particularly the Puritans. Oliver Cromwell, a skilled military leader and devout Puritan, rose to prominence, commanding the parliamentarian New Model Army after a series of decisive battles. Charles was captured, tried for treason and publicly executed in 1649, an unprecedented act that shocked Europe. Cromwell then abolished the monarchy and ruled as Lord Protector during the Commonwealth period, effectively becoming a monarch in all but name. And now you can reenact all that with Lego. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.